Quiet on set. Cameras rolling. Action. Cut.
Sorry, guys. Look, I think I need to change it up. It's not me. Maybe try something more casual. Yeah, this works. Yeah, much better. I like it. All right, let's go for take 2.
Quiet on set. Cameras rolling. Action.
Hold on.
Cut.
You know what? Maybe I don't need this. Alright guys, welcome to the show on the go with me, Vinn Sander. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the show on the go with me, Vinn Sander. So today we have a special guest someone you guys have definitely seen his work. You may or may not have seen him. But you've definitely seen a lot of his work on Dhar Mann. He is actually the director at Dhar Mann Studios, one of the directors at Dhar Mann Studios. He's a super talented guy. He is in charge of making us look good. I feel like without him, there would be no videos. So, please welcome today's guest, Rushi!
Woo! Woo!
Thank
you for having me.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, very excited for you to be here.
I'm really excited to be here.
He finally had a break from shooting videos. I know you were shooting till yesterday.
One day.
One day off.
1 day break, yes.
You guys go pretty crazy schedules, right?
I mean, as a filmmaker, you're always either shooting during the day or during the night, depending on what is the scene or what is the requirement.
Right.
And we get it done. So,
yeah.
No matter what happens, we have to make sure to get the product out.
Exactly.
And time is never relative to us, so it changes with every shoot. With every day.
Exactly. And I think he's told me so many stories about how he's worked 15 hours, 16-hour days, and
this was a 18-hour day. Yes.
Oh my god!
It was one shoot and then come back and go to another shoot. So it's like up at 5 and shooting till midnight. That's
crazy, man. You guys have. I feel like a lot of behind the scenes crew work so much harder than us actors do because. Yeah, you guys don't don't get as much credit than you guys deserve. You guys deserve a lot more credit because without you guys, there would be no show. There would be no videos.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make us look good.
I get you. But in the end, the product is your face is the product, right? And we put all this effort in putting that face out. Mm-hmm. So when that face gets recognized, indirectly we are also getting the credit for it. So that is satisfying enough for a crew member because whatever we have done, the pride of work is seeing the product out there and liked by masses.
Wise words from a wise man. I love it. How long have you been working with Dhar Mann?
I've been working with Dhar Mann for more than a year and a half, almost there. Mm-hmm. It started late April. That's when they interviewed me and saved me from going back to India.
Oh yeah? So that brings me to a point. So you're from India originally, right?
Yes, sir.
Which part of India?
So I'm from Nasik. It's in the west and it's the wine capital of the country.
Wine capital, okay.
3 hours from Mumbai.
Oh yeah?
Very proud of my city.
Yeah.
Nice little small town, very beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you still travel back often?
I haven't seen home in 4 years. I haven't seen mom, dad and home in 4 years.
Well, say hi to mom and dad for
Hello, mom, dad. I miss you guys.
Well, hopefully you get to see them soon.
Yeah, they're gonna be coming here soon.
They are?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They want to see all this fuss that the fuss is about.
They have to see the director. he's made it, man.
Oh man, they've seen me on set and they're scared of me on set. So my mom actually. So talking of funny thing, we have almonds around and my mom is gonna be seeing this. So when I was shooting my feature in India, that was the time when I was with them for 5 months.
Yeah.
During the shoot, you've seen me how involved I am with the image and with you guys.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
So imagine that, but at a feature scale and just out of film school. So just crazier version of me. Just I want to see everything. I want to control. I want to touch every little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that, so there's no breathing time for me to just sit back and eat food or drink water. Right. So my mom would be this incognito person just walking behind me, my shadow.
Sure you're fed, make sure you're
I wouldn't know she's around me.
Really?
And they would be just in the middle of I'm talking to actors, boom, a hand comes and feeds me. And it's dry fruits.
Yeah.
She would take pistachios, cashews, almonds, just shove them in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. There's no pause because I wouldn't stop.
She understands.
She would just come in and it took them time to understand like why is this dude like so weird, you know? Because in the last like few weeks before the film began, I was like going crazy. As every director would go crazy.
Right, yeah.
Like when the day is coming when you're going to start filming, when you're going on the floor.
Wow.
So that craziness they've seen me, yes.
I'm sure. I mean, like, from my perspective, because I've known Rushi as a director, I think the first time we met was it in Dhar Mann Studios?
Yeah.
It was at Dhar Mann Studios, so it was not in the loft. The loft that have you ever?
No. The first time we met was at the loft.
Was the loft?
Yes,
okay.
Because then I was shadowing at that time. But then when I started directing the first one, the one which I had to recreate from an older video that we have already done, that was with you.
Oh, that was with you.
And that was with you, and that was the first time a good guy was playing a really, really bad character.
See, that's the thing. I think you were the one who recommended me to play a bad role.
I was like, why are we not switching things up, guys? Come on, let's try something crazy.
No, I'm glad you did that. I'm very, very grateful for you to be, so it gives me the opportunity to show my versatility. And without your word, I feel like I would have always just played one role in one lane, you know. So I thank you for that.
No, that is it. Well, like I'm totally here just for that. Like the first time I saw, like, there's not just you, there's many actors I keep recommending for these kind of switch arounds.
Right.
Because the amount of love people give to you, to characters like Catherine, because they play both the negative, the positive, it's insane. And I just get to explore so much more within you guys.
Exactly.
And it works. I mean, we are here, and you have done so many bad guy characters too. So we know that it works. It definitely works.
That's awesome. Well, hey, if you guys have any opinion about me playing the bad guy roles, talk to Rushi because he was the reason. No, but I'm super grateful, man. Thank you for that.
That's awesome.
So on set, Rushi is, from my opinion, he's very calculated. Like I see your wheels turning every time you're on set. I mean, like, it's always great. Like it's never work to me. It's always fun. We always have a fun time. We're just collaborating. We're in between takes. We're just shooting the stuff. We're just talking about random stuff. It doesn't even have to be related to acting or
jokes with Carlos.
Making jokes. It's literally like a family, and I think that's most of it's credit to you guys, because you guys are the ones picking good people, being on set, and bringing around and creating a family environment where it's so comfortable for us to just emote the way we need to emote and not be pressured. If there's scenes, I'm sure, where character requires more emotional preparation, you guys give us the time. It's not like, no, like, take your time, do what you need to do. And I know you guys are rushed because you guys are on a time crunch always, but thanks to you guys for allowing us actors to be able to perform the way we do.
Definitely.
And I think that is a huge thank you, because I've been on sets where it's like, boom, be ready at this time, be ready at this time. If you mess up once, oh man, it's like a lot of pressure, but you guys being so comfortable and welcoming, it relieves that pressure off of us, which I'm sure there is still pressure, but at the same time, it's like, it's more of a collaborator. You're like a friend to me versus like, director guy, I can't talk to you. Have you ever been in sets where you dealt with actors who are different or crazier? Or like that?
Before I answer that, let me talk about like why is the environment so nice at DM?
Yes.
And just in general, like around, at least what I'm also trying to build around myself is I take great inspiration from what Dhar does, and everything that you see attitude-wise and the way we treat everyone comes from the higher-ups.
Yeah.
So in every company that you would see, if the higher-ups are stressed, the lowers, it's gonna get trickled down to everyone else.
Very good point. Yeah.
So we don't feel that. Of course, we have a time crunch and we have to get everything on a particular schedule. Right. So we are never like lingering around. Even if we are joking around, there's things happening in the background still.
Right.
But we do make sure that was our first go-to. Like, we are already a shorter crew, less people working behind the camera. Yeah. Sometimes, most of the time, there's many actors on the other side and there's like 3 people behind the camera.
That's usually a lot of the times the case.
Exactly. So if we continue hiring people who are good at heart, who have a good attitude in front and behind camera, then there's never going to be an issue where we have to take someone off set or we have to talk to someone about their behavior.
Right.
So we we have always, like from the top down, we have always made sure that it's always positive. We're not stressing at points we're not supposed to.
Right.
So we keep the limitations of stress to our brains as directors,
Right.
and my producers and everyone.
Yeah.
And the pressure of work stays there. But whatever needs to be done, like it comes out in the sense like, okay, let's direct this scene properly, and then we'll think about something else.
Right, one step at a time. I've heard you say that.
So just do one step at a time. Let's get this one shot first, right?
Right.
And then we'll worry about the world.
Exactly.
And with that mantra, if you do like these tiny little steps, and then the day is done, and suddenly it's like, whoa, we made it in time.
Right.
With all that pressure and that extra time we took for that one little scene.
Yeah.
But then everything else just like flew, and we got it done.
That's a very good point.
That's very important. Like, and
Yeah.
in every shoot, if you see if it comes from higher ups, then the lower cannot defy that.
True.
So when it comes to negativity, like of course, if stress is coming from up here, then there's going to be stress here. But if these people are only not shedding negative vibes, then why would this person try to add any negativity?
That's a great
So
point.
like
Wow.
that's a big compliment to my bosses.
Yeah.
And the way they keep the environment around us is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to emote that out to all the actors that I work with.
For sure.
And now going back, if I remember, the other question was if I've seen bad apples in other productions.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I come from a film school.
Right.
I've done student shoots.
Yeah.
Student shoots are great.
Student shoots are one way of, if you're just beginning acting, it's a great way to get some real footage as in some footage of you acting. And
Hopefully they give it to you sometimes.
Hopefully they give it to you. Hopefully, they stick to their word. But that's what Rushi is referring to when he says student film.
Yeah. So in student films, definitely everyone is exploring what they are here for.
Yeah.
You don't go to film school knowing exactly. I mean, if there's always one genius amongst everyone.
Right.
I didn't know what I wanted exactly. I came from a civil engineering background, came to LA not knowing anything about film, just a theater and musical kid, a love for cameras, nothing else. And then I went to film school and I went crazy.
Yeah.
I went crazy nerd.
Yeah.
I would be like the kid on the first bench asking questions 500 times.
Yeah.
Everyone would be annoyed by me. But I was learning. I wanted to learn a lot. And I wanted to explore every field. So what I did is I worked in every discipline
Oh, really?
possible on a film set. And then by the time I could legally work in America, I had narrowed it down to like, these are my specialties. And I'll just take jobs in these. And luckily the 3 specialties that I have, the director, cinematographer, editor, they're kind of synchronous in some or the other way. So if I was working an editing job, then I would get a cinematography job on the side. And then after that I would go to cine. And then I would start directing. And then I would again edit and again cine.
Yeah.
So it would mix and match my abilities into like making the entire product better.
Right.
And also it would get me more jobs.
Yeah.
I would be busy all the time because some or the other time I'm doing something.
Right.
And that just kept me on my feet.
That's amazing.
But talking about bad sets, it's there, it's everywhere.
It's
inevitable. There's an actor who has a lot of attitude, who's not free enough or open enough to try something or do something a certain way. I've seen even I wouldn't say yesterday, but in the past month, I can count down like 15 people who have thought that I'm not doing my job as a director, and they come up with their own suggestions. But I still do it my way, just not by not hurting their ego. I still do it my way. The product comes out great. Then they come to me and they're like, "Oh, we didn't know it was like that, and it has come out great. You have done awesome."
Exactly.
So people think that because either they are in a certain position, they might understand better because they are the third perspective. They are the perspective which got on set on the day off, or like an hour right before when they're gonna go on set to start rolling. But we have been around that story. We have been around that cast. We have been around that idea in our head for months.
Wow.
So what a director would be thinking would be way ahead of what the new person would be coming in and suggesting. It's always good to suggest, but the ego and the attitude problems come in when suggestions become more like actions, like more demands. Yes, exactly. like, why don't you try? It's not about why don't you. Can't you try this? Like, can you try this? It's
suggestion.
If it's Rushi, do you think this is a good idea?
Right.
Yeah. If you come in polite like that, it's a completely different deal.
True.
But when you come in blazing like, you should try this. This is better for the product and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It just it sets me back so much.
Yeah.
That's when I have to check myself. Like, okay, let's not blast on anyone.
Right.
Just relax, breathe. And somehow I end up doing that pretty well. In the sense, like, I just convert everything into a joke.
Wow.
And I just use humor.
You have so much patience. Like,
Because I use humor.
Yeah.
I use humor to calm myself down and to calm the people in front of me.
Wow.
So because we are laughing.
Yeah.
We're laughing about our mistakes, or we're laughing about something that went wrong.
Right.
So if we don't take ourselves seriously, then it's gonna be no ego space. That's what ends up happening on a set which is positive.
Yeah.
At least that's my method.
That's a great masking method. Like, I feel like there's been so many stressful situations that I've seen you in, but she's always been so calm, and I've always wondered, like, how do you stay? I know you're dealing with so much pressure from, time, scheduling, the actors, so many moving parts, right?
Yeah.
And you just stay so calm and collected, and you're like, no, just do this. I'm like, okay. That's why we trust you. That's why you trust the director to do his job, because he's very talented. You're a multi-talented guy. And I remember you telling me a story about how your thought process is.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing
how
you work as a director?
First thing, like, before we go towards that, like, even what you were saying about like, let's do this, So, as talking about the thought process, a director would come to set with the script already in the head, right?
Right.
So, as directors, most of us usually like see everything. And one thing is, like, the thing that you're talking about, patience and handling everything nicely, that is our job profile. That has to be our job profile.
True.
We are not here to boss everyone around, because in the end it's a collaboration.
Exactly.
So when I go to set, I would have the script on the back of my head, and I like to see the location, and I like to see my props, and I like to see my actors all together.
Right.
And what I do is, I give them a freedom of, okay, you do how you would. Or I just like throw them into the mix with, okay, let's start rehearsing.
Yeah.
No directions from me, let's just start rehearsing.
That's very true, he does that,
Because then I get to see what base point you're coming from. There's no direction if there is no road.
Good.
So you're paving the path to whatever you have prepared yourself.
Yeah. Right.
And then you have to take an actor out of his preparation and then mold it into a piece that would go from beginning to end. Because sometimes actors would make choices which wouldn't be correct for that moment. Then you have to either pull them back or push them, but you need to see that first.
Yeah.
Same, like, it applies to anything. Even if you shoot a film, you're never gonna know if it's good or not if you don't see the final product. If you don't see it cut together.
Yeah.
So as a director, you have to see that final product in your head first.
Wow.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
So when we are reading, we are immediately like, pictures are being painted.
So you almost have the edit in your head as you're reading.
Yeah. As you're reading, you're already seeing, oh, this one's a close up. This one.
So you go to the shot level. You're like, oh, this one has to be close up. This one not wide shot.
That's why you see me try things on particular scenes, and you see me not try anything at all on particular scenes.
Right.
Or the angles keep shifting much drastically for some scenes only, and some of them just go very fast.
Right.
Because that's the pace of the edit too.
Gotcha.
Like, there's different kind of scenes. There's a meat of the story. There's a transition scene. There's this scene. There's that. There's a montage. There's a MOS. There's a slow motion.
Yeah.
So what we understand is, like, whatever is the meat of the story, whatever brings out the most about the character, is where the most time should be spent.
Okay.
In making it very real.
Yeah.
So I would make sure that I have that in my head. That, oh, this is the scene where I need to spend more time, and this is the scene where I can spend less and just walk away with the minimal coverage.
Gotcha.
But this is the scene where I need to punch in, make sure that each and every bits and pieces and small little expression changes that we can add on point. If we have it, then we have the story.
Right.
It's like a film, talking about a feature film is 5 good scenes.
True. Yeah.
Just spread around other junk food.
Right. Right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's all a feature film is.
Yeah.
You have a few good scenes.
Yeah.
And everything else is fluff. Everyone is just waiting for those good scenes.
Right.
And that's when we just like go up with our excitement and then come down again. Go up, come down. That's what we need to create.
Wow. That's so interesting, man. Like it's yeah, because I mean I feel like as I'm sure you guys too, like don't get to hear the director's perspective much. Or even the crew's perspective in general, because you guys, I'm not sure how early do you get a script?
So I have the access to a script months in advance.
Oh, okay.
Dhar writes things till like the end of the year kind of.
Oh,
like
wow.
right now, like the scripts till December are done.
Wow. Okay, so you guys have it way in advance, and then walk us through the process. Like if you were for future editors or the directors.
So you would first do like just a rough read through with either your bosses or the actors if possible.
Okay.
And once that rough read through is done, that's when there's time to go into pre-production.
Yeah.
So we get the cast, we get the props we need, we get the locations we need. And after that, once we have everyone coming in on set, the director's prep is by himself. Every director has their own method to prep it. Right. What I like to do is, as I said, like I go through every scene and I need to know where the meat is, where I need to have some particular special shots. So I make a note of those because you have to beat down a script.
Right.
And when when you understand the beats of the script, then you know how you're going to pace your actor. Whether this particular part is going to be fast or slow.
Yeah.
And once the director's prep for that is done, you then directly go on the floor. You start rehearsing with them, you block the scene, you make an interesting walk around wherever, walk around, sit, run, whatever the actors are going to be doing.
Right.
And through that collaboration of the director and the actor and the crew members is the final product would then shine when that collaboration was seamless.
Right.
And there was a give and take. Like the actor suggested something, the director's like, okay, let's try tweaking it in this way, little way. Yeah. And then the actor also feels the confidence like, okay, someone is here to listen to me.
Right.
And they give their best performance. We get our best shot.
Yeah.
And then it goes into edit and editing is like a own beast by itself.
Do you ever take part in the editing process?
I don't have the time at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm shooting now, some days I'm shooting 6 days in the week.
Wow.
And the number of hours we shoot, by the end of the shot or by the end of our shoot day, we're done.
That's
we go home and we're done, we crash.
Right. But you have edited before, right?
I did, in the beginning I was the director, cinematographer, editor for them.
Wow, all three?
All 3 positions. But that ended by the end of November last year or something when we scaled up.
Gotcha.
And things started becoming longer, the script started becoming longer, the production started becoming bigger than ever.
Right.
Like they didn't even imagine like it would reach till here.
Really?
And now from now on, like it's going even more.
Wow.
We have like 2 studios and everything. So.
Yeah. I remember seeing the second studio recently, a couple of days ago. It's incredible the scale that Dhar is at right now.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them when they were just 2-person crew.
2-people crew.
In one loft, one light, one camera, one sound, and sometimes the producer at the time would do the sound as well. And to now where it's, oh my god, incredible scale. Like I would have never imagined when I first auditioned for that one role that I would be here doing this, talking with you, the director, and at the scale we're at now. And so I think it's a lot of thanks to the audience too, because without you guys, without the crew, without Dhar's vision, I feel like we would not be here. So huge thank you to you guys.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for supporting us, supporting our cause and all the stories that you guys are telling. And I had one more question for you about that. So you guys are so much on a time scale now. Like you guys are scaled up to almost 5 videos a week, right? 4 right now. 4 videos a week, which is crazy because the amount of time it takes to shoot something is so quick. So how much in advance or do you take to prepare for a script? Like if it's back-to-back shoots, right?
Yeah.
Does it take you like a day, couple days to prepare for that one script? Or
depending on the size and the scale of the script, but just like 2 weeks in advance is good enough at this moment.
Okay.
Because it's not going beyond 20 beyond 30 pages, like beyond half an hour.
Right.
So if a script is around 20-25 pages, it's manageable to like read it through like twice or thrice and have our prep ready.
Oh wow!
But 2 weeks in advance is safe bet.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Like now today also I have a table read for a shoot which is with you. Next week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys will see us in that one. That's awesome. I have one question that I've asked every guest. See, I'm sure you guys know what it is, but are you ready? Don't worry. Don't stress out too much. You're the director. You got this.
Okay.
All right, Rushi. What is your favorite color? Oh, I know it's a difficult one.
Cinematographer, dude. Okay.
So many colors in your mind all the time, right?
I'll go with plain white.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about your favorite color before?
The thing is, coming from a photography brain and then shifting to cine, every color has its own like special moment. It's like if you're looking, this is one quote, or this is not my original thought. One of my favorite actors, he has said this once in a show, that if you're watching a sunset, right? If you're watching it in California now, our California skies goes purple, right?
Yeah.
So the sunset is purple at that moment. And if you are going to a sunrise, it's going to be orange. It doesn't mean that orange is less beautiful than this purple.
True.
Like those two scenarios both would have its own beauty. Right. That's why I can't understand what is my favorite color. Because if I put it in a different scenario, it might not be my favorite color.
Right. Interesting. That's so interesting. I've never heard
that. So that's why I never have an answer for a favorite color.
So you're saying you're basically, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm looking at or what in what perspective are we talking about.
So remove film.
Yes.
In normal life, do you have a favorite color that you?
Then again, in normal life, it's like, do you want me to name out the favorite color of the wardrobe that I like to wear, or my car? Because I like.
Are they different colors?
Yeah, I don't like cars which are other than grey, black colors, like the darker colors.
Okay.
But I would prefer to wear white.
Interesting.
I would prefer to wear a white shirt.
Yeah.
Usually.
Wow. It's so interesting here because you have obviously very creative mind. So like
creative and weird.
I feel like you have to be that super creative to be able to do the level of work that you do, you know. And so it's so interesting. I've never heard that answer before. I love it. Well, there you have it, guys. I don't really know what his favorite color is, but it could be any of the colors.
I'm pretty old to not pretty old to not understand what color I like. But I think that's also the baby inside me, which is like, maybe this one's also good.
Yeah.
So it keeps me on my toes, I guess. Like not knowing my favorite color. Yeah.
That's a great answer. So when you were growing up in your childhood, you said you did engineering, right?
Yes.
Engineering. You did that you went through college, got the degree, bachelor's in engineering.
I have a master's in urban planning too. Yeah.
Wow.
So I came to the US I was just following a train, man.
Yeah.
In India, these are just the career trains. You can only be an engineer, a doctor, a chartered accountant, or own your own business, like sell land or something in those fields.
It's almost like left brain, right brain, right?
That's it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You walk in that path and you follow that one direction. My parents both are engineers. Nothing against them. They love their job.
Yeah.
They love their life.
Yeah.
My mother was so passionate about engineering, about civil engineering particularly, that she switched from electrical to civil at the end of first year. Wow. And mind you, in India, it's not an easy thing. Like, I want to just switch courses. You have to top in your class.
Oh wow!
To prove yourself and then switch fields. So I was just following my parents' footsteps because I was kind of clueless. I just knew I like films, but I didn't know I was made for filmmaking.
Interesting.
I was just attracted towards it as a kid.
Right.
And my parents also thought that it's just infatuation. Who wouldn't? Like you see all this glam and people with big cameras and everyone following them and everything.
Yeah.
So I had to reach to a point where my parents had to understand that my affection towards film is not that.
No.
Like it comes from somewhere within where I want to create stories. I want to tell stories.
Right.
And it took them that time. It took me also time to exactly understand what I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
So I did the engineering. During engineering, I would always participate in all the social events.
Yeah.
I would be like, dancing around. I would be in plays and dramas, and I was the cultural secretary of the college.
Did you ever act?
I did act, yeah.
Really?
I did do some theatre, so yeah.
Nice.
But that's long gone. Like, it's gone. But I still dance. I used to dance a lot.
Yeah.
And I still do. Like, Dhar keeps messaging me like,
oh yeah,
bro, you can do this as a second career if you need.
So in dancing, you mean like Bollywood style?
Just like any style. You put on music and my feet are gonna start moving.
That's amazing.
Like, it doesn't stop. It's something inherent inside.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I came to the US to do a master's, just again following everyone. Because everyone after engineering, either they got a job or they came to the US to do a master's.
Yeah.
So I came to Buffalo, New York to do a master's in urban planning.
Okay.
But first when you come to the US, there's just too much in the beginning. There's just, your world has just expanded. You've flown like 27 hours or 30 hours or something.
Huge culture shock.
The complete difference that you just... So it took me a while to adjust to America in a good way.
Yeah.
And that time there was no like, oh, I'm still lost or anything. That time it was just like, oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, you're right.
To see all these like new things and such a big campus, and there's a lake in the campus.
Yeah.
There's 500 gyms.
Yeah.
And everyone is like free and they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It was great. But by the end of the first year, I think everything sinked in.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? do I want to do this my entire life? Like, I was not doing bad in my master's.
Right.
I was a research assistant, a graduate assistant, everything I did.
Yeah.
Everything necessary for a student to do.
Properly, just to the book.
To the book, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I came across LA and I didn't even like come here. I just like looked up LA.
Okay.
I just looked up Los Angeles, like what happens in LA, what is LA?
Yeah.
And I just saw like people freaking out and just like taking their cameras and shooting wherever.
Yeah.
And I heard all these friends of mine who would travel around.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, we just saw this shoot and blah blah blah. And there's like Warner Brothers and Batmobile and everything is just parked there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I forgot about like what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
After I came to America, and I don't want to brainwash myself with that.
Yeah.
So then I took during schooling for the previous masters, I took time off from the school. I didn't take time off, but I made time to make an application for film school.
Okay.
And I used the material that I did for that school actually.
Really?
So when I was studying urban planning, I specialized as a GIS analyst. GIS is like the base of a Google map.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was that, but I was also doing 3D analysis. So I would make models of cities, entire cities.
Wow.
So what I did is I made that into a video, and I showed creative work in that, and I showed a few of my plays that I did back in the day, and some photography. So I mixed all this material up as a portfolio and applied to film school.
Yeah.
And I got in, and after getting in, I told my parents that, oh, I got into film school.
Yeah.
So can you 2 years just for me?
Yeah.
So luckily, like my parents were okay with just letting me be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I don't like it in these 2 years of exploring film, then I'll go back to whatever I've done. I still have the urban planning master's degree.
Right.
I can still get a job with that.
Right.
And I can still have a life that you guys thought like I should get.
Right.
Like as a coming to America, living a better life and blah 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 and all of in that sense. So I did please them in that manner. But then once I came to LA and started like my first class of filmmaking, I was like, okay, I can't do anything else.
Can't go back. You got the bug.
This is it. This is exactly what I wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring to hear that because I came from a similar background, similar path. Like I'm a chemical engineer by trade, and I did the whole, I was about to go to medical school too. Like that was I was just following a path that I thought should be doing. But in the end, I came to the same point where I was like, do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? I couldn't say yes. So I was like, okay, then it's not fair to the career that I was going for and not fair to myself. You have one life to live. I mean, like, why not give your passion 110%? and see where it goes. And at least later in life, you won't regret that.
Yeah.
Oh, I never did that.
I never tried.
I never tried.
Yeah.
And you'll never have that regret. If you do it, you fail. At least you know you gave it all you got.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be satisfied. At least I would be satisfied in that. And then you go back. You go back to your degree and do the normal job. But
yeah.
I had the same thing, man. So it's so inspiring to hear how you had the same process and how successful you are from the same path. So it's inspiring to me. I'm sure it motivates a lot of people out there, like who still want to be, in the acting or the entertainment industry, directing,
mm-hmm.
whatever it is. Go follow your passion. I mean, like it's achievable, guys. Like
yeah.
we
You have to follow your heart. Like,
yeah.
There's no other way. You have to follow your heart. If your instinct is pushing you in a certain direction, you at least test yourself.
Exactly.
Like, why not? Why? What is there to lose? It's nothing.
Right.
And for you too, bro. Like, success is not only here. Like, success is because of you. Your face is coming in front of it, and the trust that we share between each other. Like, that's the reason why things come out great.
Exactly.
And like having sincere people like you around helps us so much.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
No, that's why we are all as a family together.
Yes, we are a Dharmannfam family. Thank you so much for coming, Rushi.
Thank you for having me, bro.
I enjoyed this talk. I learned a lot about everything, how talented you are, the direction process, so much. I'm sure you guys did too. Any ending remarks for the audience?
I would just like to say the same thing I was saying earlier, that follow your heart, have a passion, pick that up and just go wild with it. And there's nothing to lose. Whatever you're supposed to lose, you think that you lost something, but you would gain from whatever losses you would have. It's the best way to actually learn losing.
Definitely. Wow. Wise words for a wise man.
I mean, I've actually just failed so hard at everything. Every time, like, I fail and then I learn. Fail, then I learn.
Exactly. Failure is almost even better than succeeding because you learn so much from your mistakes that you won't make the same mistake ever again.
Yeah.
So if you have that mentality, you will never fail again.
Right. That's exactly it.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, Rushi.
Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I learned a lot about Rushi. He is a very talented guy. Hope you guys did too. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And let me know who else you guys would like to see in future episodes. Alright, till next time, see you guys.